What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. We got a couple things coming up, or as Cody would say, what do you want to talk about? Well, we got this Saturday, the Elimination Chamber is coming. And first of all, I still have not gotten used to these Saturday pay-per-views just yet.
I think it's because we have such a long tenure of pay-per-views being on a Sunday. For them to be on a Saturday, I guess I can understand that it's more appeasing to more people for a schedule, because you know what it was back in the day. The pay-per-view was on Sunday night, but you had school on Monday.
Exactly.
So
work,
now, yeah. So now we got excuse me, I'm trying to get this right now. A premium live event on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought that was one that can revert back, but I guess too much got to keep that going. I guess
for now, at least.
Yeah, for now. So yeah, it's on Saturday. So now recently Triple H has booked these B-show WWE pay-per-views like his NXT shows, which means 5 matches, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 6. I've been realizing that, like, ever since he took over, if it ain't like one of the big 4 pay-per-views, 5 matches, that's it. I'm like, this man turned the main roster to the NXT, and that's what we have going on right here. Now, I have to put this out here that when we're recording this, we are recording this Monday night during Monday Night Raw. So right. A couple of things is happening, and it did just happen that I will fill you in on, Quattro, about what's been going on.
All right.
Okay, so, but right now we're going to give our early predictions of what we think is going to happen, because usually, like I said, we record the podcast usually on Sundays, and as you see right now, we're doing it on Monday, so we're not going to be able to record the predictions before the show this Saturday. So, but let's get up on into this as well. So we're going to start with the Elimination Chamber week. Right now we got a 5-match card. Certain changes that's going on right now on Raw tonight in the main event is going to be a triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. If Bianca wins the match, none of them get to the chamber, because earlier in the night they cut a promo on each other about how Becky wants to get in the chamber, Bayley wants to get in the chamber, and Adam Pearce was like, nah, because they want to get a championship. And Bianca says, the way I see it is, if y'all want to get at me, y'all got to get through me. So Bianca called out a triple threat match. So the rules is, if Bianca wins the match, none of them get in the chamber, because the chamber's full already. But
because I'm about to say, this is gonna make it a 7-person chamber. If that
exactly,
happens.
Yeah, we're going. They want to go back to that. So, but if any of them win, if Bayley or Becky Lynch win, the winner of that pinfall gets added, and it'll start off as a triple threat in that chamber.
That's different.
Yeah. So it's a possibility that Bayley or Becky could be added to the chamber as well, which could put a wrinkle in my predictions, just saying. So and then tonight also, Bobby Lashley did sign the contract on the Brock Lesnar, so that match is official for Elimination Chamber after Bobby took out Lesnar tonight. He tricked him, and because he ate that F5 last week, but he tricked him this week and got the upper hand. So Okay, so those are only 2 things that has happened so far. Now, let's get on into this. Let's just start off with this. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Obviously, Rhea Ripley is going to WrestleMania to face Charlotte. Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix needs her receipt on Rhea Ripley. This Edge and Finn Balor thing is not done, because I do believe that they're going to have their blow-off match at WrestleMania inside one of Edge's favorites. So, right now, I'll start with you. Who you got with this matchup, or how do you see it being laid out?
So originally, I'm thinking. I mean, come on. So Chambers in Montreal, right?
Yeah.
Edge, Edge and Beth are Canadian, right?
Right.
We want the home team pop, right?
Right.
I feel like that's not what we're getting.
Nope.
I feel like it's important for Rhea to go into Mania strong. The only way for Rhea to go into Mania strong is with a huge win under her belt. For this, I have Finn and Rhea going over, Edge and Beth doing the job and putting them over. So Rhea could go into her Mania match strong.
Who takes the pin?
I think Beth takes the pin.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking because I did the same thing. I picked Finn and Rhea to win this one because if Edge beats Finn now, there's no point in the blow off at WrestleMania.
Correct.
So we got to keep him from pinning them. Beth Phoenix needs to get her receipt, but however, Rhea won the Rumble. Beth did get a spear on her at the Rumble, but I do think Beth is also in the business of what does she gain from beating Rhea Ripley. So
exactly. I thought originally Beth was going to pop up in that Women's Royal Rumble, but that didn't happen.
It did. Yeah, I was just like, because I honestly thought when that choice I had, but that was going to be the WrestleMania matchup. But I know Beth is old school. Beth is willing to do the job and put Rhea over. And I so I see Rhea pinning Beth, and I think it should be a solid matchup.
I think it should be a solid matchup. There'll probably definitely be some interference because I think he can get out. I don't think my man got to make any license plates or nothing this weekend. He might be involved, but that's all.
Oh man, gel down, but I tell you. Now, next matchup we got Brock Lesnar taking on Bobby Lashley. Now, honestly, like I just said tonight that Bobby signed the contract. I really thought this match was going to be at WrestleMania. I still think this match is going to be at WrestleMania. Because I know they teased the Gunther thing, but that's not going to happen right now. They can do that at SummerSlam, and Brock is going to need something to do. Brock ain't going to get Stone Cold. Brock don't need to touch Roman Reigns ever again. Okay, Brock and Roman is like Randy Orton and Cena. Never again. I'm good. I got my fix. Okay, I don't need to see it ever again. So, Bobby versus Brock. How do you see this being played out?
See, now I agree with you. I think this Bobby Brock match is a Mania level match, but we got to put a little more umph on it to make it a Mania level match. Based upon that, I need this match to end in a no contest. That way, this third match between them on the bubble, there's no winner. So we can go to this match of Mania of locking them in a steel cage for them to go at it on the grandest stage of them all. I can't get that if one of them win here. So I need them both to lose.
If they was ever to do anything, I would hate a steel cage. Hell in the Cell, yeah, but I think that's going to Finn and Edge. I think Finn and Edge are going to get the Hell in the Cell, and I think here's what I think, because we are getting the Hurt Business back. When? I'm not sure, but we're getting the Hurt Business back, and there have been subtle teases. MVP has been hyping up, Cedric and Shelton. He's been out there, their manager last week on Raw. I don't know if they're going to do something on this week on Raw, because like I said, Raw's still going on. But that's not who I'm thinking is going to interfere, because right now Cedric and Shelton have not proven themselves. After they've been losing matches, that they can just come out there and just stop Brock and help Bobby out. That ain't how I see it. I see Omos. I see Omos.
I can see that
coming out, because Omos made a play toward him, and MVP made a play towards Bobby Lashley in that six-pack challenge that he had on Elimination match on Raw, when he came out and tried to help out Bobby Lashley, and he got curb stomped for all that. I think the same thing happens. Omos is still being booked like a monster. And of course, Bobby's going to get the upper hand. I mean, Brock's going to get the upper hand on Bobby eventually. But MVP and Omos, they come out there to attack Brock. So either the ref sees that and Bobby gets disqualified because he did it on his behalf, or they take out Brock Lesnar and Bobby gets mad because he wants to to take them out. But Brock's gonna get mad regardless, which can get the blow off back because this is their third match already. But to get their third, but the other one kind of ended decisively also. But to get to their fourth match, which I think will either be a last man standing or no holds barred at WrestleMania Night 1. I think
Well, let me throw this at you. How much longer do you see Brock doing this?
Doing what?
Still in ring competition. Do you see a couple more years in him?
Yeah.
Not that he can't do it. Do you think he want to do a couple more years?
I think Brock does want to do a couple more years because Brock's showing up on Raws.
Because I feel like, let's say Brock, because what else is there for him to do in the business, really? I mean, really. How about an I Quit match?
As much as I would love to see an I Quit match, I know, because here's the thing about Brock that I learned from Dean Ambrose in his interview with Jericho. Brock's going to Brock, and Brock only is going to work with people he respects. Now, I think he respects Bobby, and look at the matches of the people he respected. Look at him and Daniel Bryan,
right?
Him and AJ Styles,
right?
Him and Finn Balor, him and Bobby. I think they had, and him and Goldberg. They all had decent matches. But look at the men he don't like. Braun Strowman. Oh, you mean
the Braun Strowman, the Bray Wyatts, the Dean Ambroses?
Yeah, they all had bad matches with Brock. Because Brock's like, we gonna go Seth Rollins. I'm not saying he did dislike, but Seth Rollins ain't have the match up with him like AJ Styles did. He did get a good 10-minute match out of Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, but and still, even at WrestleMania when he kind of squashed him, and then that was that. However,
let's not forget all the sarcasm. What about the match between him and Ricochet?
Well, we could tell he don't like Ricochet, so at all. That right there, I was just like, okay, well, I don't think an I Quit match would be in their favor. I mean, because they haven't sold to it yet. What I mean by sell to it is like Brock ain't been taken out last year with the Kimura lock. The only submission has been used is the Hurt Lock when it comes to Bobby. And I think right now that Brock want to be simple, and it's like, let's just we go out there, and because we got to blow, because the first match was a singles match, the second match was a singles match, the third match is going to be a singles match. You got to blow it off somehow. As much as I like to say, the video game guy in me and the fantasy book, I would love to see I Quit, but if I want to see I Quit match, it got to be Bobby from 07 and Brock from 03. It got to be that kind. It can't be like both of them are 45 years old.
Right.
Yeah, so it got to be that. But I have Brock going over in this match by disqualification.
I'm still going to rock out to a double disqualification. That way the true rubber match could be WrestleMania.
Okay, I like that one. Let's go to our first Elimination Chamber match. Let's get the United States Championship out the way. We have Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Montez Ford. This is going to be the Montez Ford showing out match.
Now, let's just simply say it. If he show out in this match, does he win it? Does he win it on his first shot? Or is this just for him to show out to get that shot a little bit down the road?
This is the Kofi Kingston, or which would have been Mustafa Ali Elimination Chamber back in 2019.
Okay.
When he is sitting there, he's showcasing everything he can do. This is RVD in the first Elimination Chamber match. He's out first. that they just put him in the title picture. He's just not doing this on his own. That they're gonna see what he can do, and RVD went out there and show what he can do in that first 20 minutes of the chamber match. So that's why I think that's going to go. However, I do think this match is designed to take the belt off Austin Theory if the rumors are true about him taking on John Cena.
Well, if we're taking the belt off Austin Theory, of this crop, who do you feel is the choice?
Bronson Reed.
Because I honestly think him defending that match, that belt against John Cena, the guy who a lot of people see as who made the U.S. Championship arguably relevant again, and for him to beat John Cena and hold that belt over him is good for Theory.
But it does, but also it takes away from the match. Why I say that is because nobody thinks that old John Cena, who's balding, is going to win the United States Championship. If Cena's going to come back at all, to go for a championship, is to get his 17-time championship. It ain't for all respect to the United States Championship and all the respect that he did for that United States Championship. That was 2015. We're in 2023 right now, so that was almost 10 years ago. So to the point where it's like, okay, now if he was an active wrestler, sure. If it was that storyline, like R-Truth was like, my favorite wrestler was John Cena when I was a kid. Whatever the crap he was talking about, even though he's older than Cena. Yeah, but Austin Theory, that match don't need the belt because that don't do anything. I mean, just Cena is the belt. So when Theory beats Cena, that does a lot for Theory's career, other than just the championship. They can actually start launching him into the title picture when I think they're gonna split them titles off. Right now, the one I see is Bronson Reed. They give him that Goldberg thing going on. I don't know if they're gonna do the exact Goldberg booking, but I'm like, you have Bronson Reed come out number 5, take everybody out, and then they have the last one-on-one matchup, and Bronson Reed wins the United States Championship. Because that right now, he just came back. They've been pushing him hard, and I'm like, you don't want to. If you're gonna push somebody that hard, you don't want him to have to lose, because in the Elimination Chamber, you have to be pinned or submitted. You have to do one or the other. So you don't. If they don't want that for him right now, Ford is not going to win. He's going to have to show it. Damian Priest is not going to win, unfortunately. Seth Rollins, I think, has Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
I agree with the Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. I mean, your Bronson Reed play sounds very similar to what they did to him with the North American title. Strap that rocket on him real quick.
Yeah,
I don't feel like he needs that rocket yet. But keep building him. I don't think he's there yet.
It's something about Thick Boy I like, and also I think Triple H did this because he got shorthanded. He got shorthanded because Vince fired him before he was even given a chance. And now he's come on there. He's looked like a complete badass the way Triple H has been booking him for the past couple of weeks. And he just won again tonight. So they have that on him. Him being United States champion, you can really build around it. Him versus The Miz could be a match at WrestleMania because he was supposed to be The Miz's bodyguard, whatever it was like that. It could go their way, or you can even do Gargano and Bronson Reed for the United States Championship and Mania, or even for whatever the case may be. But I think this gets Austin Theory off of it. I think they do that either Goldberg or what they tried to do with Shayna Baszler run in Bronson Reed. He comes out and it's like, all right, splash here, splash there. Beat this guy down here, and maybe he'll be between him and Gargano at the end, or him and Theory, and he wins the championship. Because right now, I don't. Seth's not going to win it. That would be my only other pick to win it. But I think Seth's doing something else at Mania, and Seth and Logan Paul do not need the United States Championship.
Yeah, I agree that Seth isn't going to win. I could argue either maybe Logan Paul does something to distract Seth to put a little more fire on that to lead there. I do agree with you that this is the Montez Ford coming out show. But whereas I differ, I feel like Austin Theory holds on to his title, but Montez Ford lasts throughout the match. So it gives the crowd a little bit more ideas. Like, you know what? Maybe we can see him in that singles light, because we see it, but we need to truly see it. It needs to actually happen. And I don't know. I don't want that to lay the seeds of defeat for the Street Profits, but I'm saying it's only a matter of time.
It is. But who do you have win the match though?
Personally, having won the match, I have Austin Theory taking his title out of here. Now, I don't think he take it out of Mania, but I think he takes it to Mania.
So if you don't have Austin Theory taking it out of Mania, you have Cena beating him for the title.
I'm not 100% sure there. To be honest with you. But I don't think Austin Theory is losing it on Elimination Chamber. That's the only thing I feel. It's the only thing I can feel in my heart right now. I do not think Austin Theory loses at Elimination Chamber.
Okay. That should be an interesting one then. Let's go to our next Elimination Chamber matchup. This is for a shot at Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship. And that is Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Asuka, Natalya, and Carmella. The final four in the in the Royal Rumble got to be in the Elimination Chamber, which was Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, and of course Asuka. Because Rhea won, so they don't count her. And then Natalya comes in, and then Carmella returned and won a Fatal 4-Way matchup on Raw. So that's how we got here. So let's give a couple scenarios that, let's say if Bayley wins and it's a triple threat, or if Becky wins and it's a triple threat. Because my original pick before I found out any of that news tonight was Asuka.
Asuka's a solid pick. So I don't know how you feel about this. First off, do we have isolated rosters anymore? Because I'm seeing a lot of SmackDown superstars in this chamber.
Yeah, it's like a SmackDown Raw thing, but they don't care about the draft no more.
It's dead, right? Can we just say that it don't exist anymore?
It's like for certain superstars it do, and for some it's just like, yeah, we need you over here,
right? Because if we're looking at and you know what, even if you want to include Bayley or Becky, Bianca has faced them all, except Raquel. They did just kind of put a rocket on Raquel, which looked like it was to test her in that spotlight to see if she can strive in that spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But and just throwing more scenarios, Carmella is recently back after going through something traumatic.
Exactly, yes.
So that can be a thing. There's a lot of different things. I don't see Becky. I don't see Bayley. They will be on Mania card, not sure how, but I'm kind of tired of Bianca fighting both of them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I'm sorry, Liv.
That should be her tagline, just like, say it, Liv, ... I'm sorry.
Right. Nikki Cross is an L. So I see how you got to Asuka.
Yes.
And that's why for me, it's either Asuka or Raquel. It gotta be one of them.
It has to be.
I'm sorry, because once again, I'm sorry, I overtalk a lot. I apologize for that.
Are you good?
This is Canada. That is Natalya.
Stop that. Stop it right there. I'm gonna cut you off right there. Stop that right there. She the first one out. Stop that. Stop, because look, we going to Hollywood, okay? Damn where Elimination Chamber is at. All right, you get your little moment, get your little pop. However, this is Hollywood we talk about. This is WrestleMania Hollywood. This is the biggest selling WrestleMania of all time next to Triple H, because they have sold out before they even announced matches for this WrestleMania. The biggest in revenue. This is the biggest WrestleMania, and for some reason I don't understand why they ain't doing the old school Hollywood reenactments, which is pissing me off, because they keep showing the old retro ones. I'm just like, remember when they did the whole, WrestleMania going Hollywood, and they had the wrestlers do all the movie scenes?
Yep.
And I'm like, we're in 2023. You know how many movies have come out since then? Why can't we do this again with new superstars? Like, why can't the New Day reenact Black Panther?
Why isn't that happening? Why isn't The Miz somewhere prominent on this card when this is his whole persona?
I'm just saying, like, why can't we just have why can't Montez Ford be doing a scene from I don't know any of these newer movies that have come out now, like from Moonlight or something like that. I think it would be hilarious. I'm like, why have we not done that yet? But
the Montez Ford Dawkins house party reenactment.
Yo, that kind of would be kind of funny. That guy, I think we'd rather the actual movie. I think so. But right now, what I brought all that up is to say marquee match is Asuka or Raquel. But Raquel's a babyface. Asuka's still kind of babyface, but she's that killer clown gimmick that she had back in Japan. So I can definitely see that, and then I see Asuka beating Bianca.
I feel like Bianca has done as much as she's been able to do with this title run.
Yeah, she needs to either heel turn or she needs to start chasing again.
Exactly. So either it's going to be a heel Asuka that puts her down. So because we're looking at, the closest in America would be NXT Asuka, but we know of Japanese over there Asuka.
Yeah.
Or this gotta be this payoff for Raquel. How many times she gonna get close to take L's in the past year? It's kind of ridiculous.
I agree with you. But first of all, this should be Rhea and Bianca, to be honest with you. I'm still mad that she wouldn't pick Charlotte. I understand they got the history there, but damn that.
Speak on it. Look. To take a quick left. Left here. I understand why she picked Charlotte. I understand.
Yeah, the story's there, but
I understand the revenge. I understand that she stepped on you early in the game. I understand that Charlotte is the name. Charlotte makes the star. And to beat Charlotte is pretty much arguably bigger than beating any other woman in WWE at this time. This all is true. She should have picked Bianca.
I mean, Bianca and Rhea is like the nutrition leader.
Exactly.
Every when it comes to if you go back to the early 90s, it was Alundra Blaze, right? Then when you go to the late 90s, it was Sable. Then when you go to the early 2000s, it was Trish and Lita. Then when you go to the later 2000s, when you go to the 2010s, it's the Four Horsewomen. Now that era is done. Now we're going into the era of Bianca and Rhea. That's who needs to be carrying this next women's era forward. And I'm just like, and maybe they want them to both have championships, stuff like that. But I'm just like, that needs to be the match right now. That would have been oh god, I can go on about that. I just because now I'm just like, I could have went with Raquel versus Charlotte.
Yep. Because Charlotte would have did the job for Raquel. It made sense. Oh look, the new up and comer is getting over on the great Charlotte. Whereas I'm like, oh, Rhea been here for a minute and she's fighting Charlotte again. Okay.
And first off, this has to be said. Charlotte's not a babyface. No matter what she do, she will never be a babyface. Period. She will never be a babyface. So them trying to have this heel Rhea go up against this babyface Charlotte is not going to work.
We done seen Charlotte in the ring forget she a babyface.
Uh-huh.
Give me the time. Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. But to bring it back around, Asuka makes sense for me. Raquel makes sense for me. Don't no one else make sense. Ain't no other person in that match, now or later added, that makes sense to me outside one of those two. And if either of those two win, Bianca needs to lose.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Main event time. The thing that we was kind of talking about, debate on the phone, because that is for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns taking on Sami Zayn. There's only one answer one answer to this. I just want to know how does it happen. Okay. So how do you book this main event going down? Because that's all anybody cares about on this show. Right.
This is arguably a cooler pay-per-view because we need to get to Mania. I got it. Okay. Yeah. I understand, and I can support, and I can see the love in Sami Zayn. I kind of see what happened. Cody was taken out. You had to push somebody up. Sami got the crowd, and now the crowd wants to see it happen. Are you lying to me if you tell me that you see Sami as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion? You're lying. You may want it. You may be interested in it. It may sound good to you. It may be funny. But don't none of us see it.
Yeah. It's not happening.
Also, it is unfortunate that this storyline hit this fever pitch at the same time Cody hits his fever pitch. They both can't win. And the story is Cody. Logic says it's going to be Roman Cody. Because Cody beating Roman is always going to be bigger than Cody beating Sami. Period.
That is true.
So, Roman wins this match.
Easily. But how? But what goes down?
I mean, the common thought, I think the guaranteed money, is if you believe Jay costs Sami the title, which sets up the Sami Jay Mania match, and you can flip that into a tag team match. You can flip that into a singles match, what have you, whatever you decide to do there. But for me, that's the most smartest view of that. The Bloodline wins, and the rest is on Jay's shoulder how it happens. So I'm saying it's about to happen. It's looking like Sami. It's about to go down. When these forces just slide across Sami's face. Why? Because the ref is knocked out or something. Something crazy has happened. And then that sets up for Roman to lay the spear into Sami, and the Bloodline stands tall.
So, I agree. Because I already know that Roman's going to win this matchup. I think it's the biggest question is how do we get to, Mania. So, honestly, this is what I think happens. Roman is going to win the matchup. And he's going to be, since the Usos are not allowed in Canada. So we know. That's what they're making this thing. Which I still think is because of the DUIs. I know Jimmy got more than Jay do. But is it a possibility that they can work something out and Jay can come to Canada? Who knows? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go off the thing that Jay can't come. Solo is going to, help Roman keep that championship because they're gonna bring it to the break just to give you a little bit that Sami can actually win this matchup. I mean, scary close that Sami can win this matchup. But
absolutely,
when Solo helps and then Roman beats Sami, it's gonna get Roman instant heat. They're gonna beat the hell out of Sami. And who comes back? Kevin Owens comes back. Kevin Owens comes back to help, Sami Zayn, because, he helped him at the Royal Rumble. He's been going ever since. He's been selling that ass kicking, which is good. The only thing that just hurts a little bit is that we could have seen Jay go full heel and turn on Sami, and then Owens comes down, which automatically sets with the tag match. Now you're going to have Jay go heel on Smackdown and turn heel on Sami there, and then I'm also actually thinking that maybe Owens would come on the Smackdown after. But why would Owens miss a Canada? Why would he do that? Why would they not have Owens have a pop there? But
true.
It's a possibility. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, Solo helps Roman. He beats Roman, and then they take him down, and then of course they have Kevin Owens come out for the save, and then they can embrace in a hug. But then Jay will turn on Sami on Smackdown, and then that's how we can set up to them going after them tag team titles. Also, I understand. Look, there are people out there that still want Cody, but look, let me explain something to y'all. This is not the Cody. This is not Daniel Bryan from 2014. This is not that. Only because they know they are booking this the right way. Daniel Bryan, they booked the wrong way, and they just ignored you. They're not ignoring you about this, but this is where it's going to go. It just so happens Sami just caught fire. He caught over, but that's not the story. And the story is never for Sami Zayn to take that championship off of Roman. The story is for him and Jay. This whole thing, when it came to Sami and the Bloodline, was about him and Jay. And Jay never liked Sami from the begin with. Roman's storyline is somebody's got to get that damn title off of Roman. If anybody had a storyline to begin with Roman, it's Jey Uso, because that's where this whole bloodline thing started. When Jay was doing the whole singles run. But that's why I think happens that Kevin Owens makes his return at Elimination Chamber.